Hey everybody, it's Gypsy. I wanted to talk tonight about this book that I had heard about, and I just had to buy it because it's on a topic I do feel strongly about, and that has affected my life profoundly. And I don't typically talk about it. Videos may not stick around for too long. I don't know. We'll see what happens. But anyways, this book is called The End of Woman: How Smashing the Patriarchy Has Destroyed Us, and it's by Carrie Gress. I remember having a lot of conversations with my dad about this when I was a teenager and a young woman, mostly a young woman, he's telling me. At the time, I can't say I really agreed with him, but when I became an adult, especially a mother, I found out he was right. Now, I bought this book. I have not. I've only read the introduction. I felt maybe she feels the same way about this that I do. And it is the feminist movement. In the introduction, she says she's going to go through the history, which I had no idea. It started in the 1700s, which I think is amazing. I'm not sure yet. I'm not 100% positive it's a viewpoint like mine or not. But I'm going to read it. I do not know if I'm going to do videos on it or I'm just going to talk about it on my blog. Now, this will not be on my blog, Life on the Fringe. I feel this more goes along with my blog, Gypsy Witch Creations, because on there I talk about spiritual growth and social issues, which to me go hand in hand. All these social issues that we have are helping us grow spiritually, individually, and as well, the mass consensus, as they say, as humanity. So that's why I talk about it there. This is the only YouTube channel I have, so right now everything's in with my Life on the Fringe YouTube channel. I am thinking about starting another one and putting stuff like that, like this, on there, because it doesn't really match with, you know, my camping and my build out, my core build out for camping, and, you know, my gardening and homesteading, stuff like that. But right now, it's the only place I have to put it. But if you want to follow along with me on this book, it's going to be on my blog, gypsywitchcreations.wordpress.com. The link is below in the description. Now, how to describe my feelings on feminism. Did I say that right? I would like to preface it by saying I am proud to be a woman. I am proud to be feminine. I have done a blog post, I don't know if you guys saw it, that I'm a domestic goddess. I love keeping house and taking care of my family. The only other woman in my family is my daughter-in-law. I raised 2 boys. Yes. I am a mother of sons, and I'm proud of it. I don't hate men. Some men I do. I've had some real, I'm going to say it, assholes come into my life. I have. And they were awful. But most of the men in my life, they've been good men. I guess I view men and women, everybody, on an individual basis, not as a whole group. That is a definition of prejudice. When you take a whole group, okay, and you judge all of them based on one or few, whatever. Anyways, I do know there's bad men out there, but there's bad women out there too. Okay, and we have seen them in the news. So it's not just men. I believe that men and women are equal. However, they are different. Excuse me. They are different. We are meant to be different. We are meant to complement each other. Now, please remember, I'm not a Christian. Okay, I'm spiritualist, pagan, witch. I don't know what you want to call me. I really don't have a label for my spiritual path, my spiritual walk. But I'm definitely not an atheist. I believe in the Creator. And I believe in family values, morals, stuff like that. I believe in love. We are equal, but we are different. And we are to complement each other. Where a man is strong, a woman is weak, and where a woman is weak, a man, or where a woman is strong, a man is weak. You know, they don't have the same, let's say, gifts as we do, and vice versa. We play different roles for a purpose. Now, when it comes to the feminist movement, so much good has come for us from it. For instance, I can't understand why women weren't allowed to vote at one time. That doesn't make any sense to me. Women, when it comes to intelligence, are equal with men. You know? So why wouldn't we be able to vote? That's the one thing there's no... That one, you can't... it might be different kind of intelligence, but we are just as intelligent, and saying, a girl is worse at math than a boy. I'm not so sure about that kind of stuff. But I was born at the beginning of the radical feminist movement in the early 60s. And a lot of it at the time I thought was good. But I remember one day, my father and I were talking about how, all right, women are fighting for equal pay, okay? Now, that's a good thing. If a woman is doing an equal job to a man and doing just as good of a job, doing the same job, they should get equal pay. Okay? And that's great. But, okay, with so many, my dad's dog, with so many people demanding that women work, it changed the economy drastically. And what that did was the one thing it never should have done, is taken away a woman's choice. Our choice, we talk about women's choice, but only on one topic. A more important topic, it has been taken away. I became a mother in the 1980s, which was the worst time to become a mother. Because back then, I hope it's changed today, back then, if you wanted to be with your child at home, raising your child and being the one to take care of and raise your child, you were the scum of the earth. You were nothing. You were dirt. In my opinion, and this is just my opinion, okay? I'm not expecting anybody to agree with me, whatever. Whatever your opinion is on that, that's your opinion, that's fine. But my opinion is the highest honor for a woman is raising children, is loving children, taking care of them, and raising them to be independent adults who can take care of themselves. Okay, now yes, the fathers do that too, in a different manner, because they are different than we are, equal but different. So children need both parents. But with the economy being so messed up from the radical feminist movement, there was no choice for women to stay home. This destroyed the family. It was very harmful to children. I was born, my talents lie in, well, the domestic arts. I so badly wanted to be a mother and raise children and love children, cook for children, etc. My children. Now I'm going to say something really controversial. I also wanted to do it for my husband too. I wanted a family and a home, and I wanted to be taking care of that home and my family and running the house. Kind of like a 1950s woman, but not. Okay, I want to be treated more equally, and anyways, that's the way I feel about it. I feel that the choice was taken. Now, if you are the type of mother who prefers to work outside the home, you should have that choice too. I know I'm of the mindset that somebody else should not be raising your children. So if the mother feels like she would like to go out and work, it'd be nice if the father could stay home with the kids. Because I strongly believe a parent's got to be home with their child. I do. The schools, the daycares, you can't trust them. Our society is messed up because of this. Now, that is the way I feel about this. I know physically I'm not as strong as a man. I know that. It's just never going to happen. I don't care for it to happen either. There are things, we're just different. We're equal but different. We are of equal value. Equity, it's not a thing. Okay, that's an illusion. It's a pipe dream. Okay, I'm sorry, it is. There is equality of equal value, but since we are all unique individuals, we can't have equity, but we can have equality. So when it comes to men and women, you are not going to have equity because men have different strengths than women do, and women have different strengths than men do, and it's meant to be that way in nature, naturally, to keep humanity going. Okay? And, you could beat me up for that sentence too. I'm sorry, I love humans. I'm sorry, I do. Making others feel guilty for stupid stuff. Well, just making others feel guilty, I don't do. I can't do it. So yeah, it is our job, men and women, to keep humanity going. We're not doing a very good job of that lately, are we? No, people are out to destroy humanity. I don't understand why you'd want your own species to go extinct, but hey, I don't know. Somebody's lost that instinct. But anyways, that's the way I feel about it. Women should have choices. That's how I feel, okay? But feminism, I say never, I don't know, has gone so far to the extreme that women no longer have a choice. I had to wait to my old age to take care of my family. My son's an adult and married now, and my oldest son is dead. And there's another regret I have. Now, he died as a young adult, but I had to work his whole life. I didn't get to be home. At night I cooked, baked for him, whatever. I took care of him, but just for those few hours, and got him ready for bed, and then we woke up in the morning and the race was on, and I had to get him to school or to whoever was watching him, and I went to work. It was just this vicious circle, And I never got quality time with him. Never got quality time with my younger son. And then he died at the age of 26. And it's too late. I can't get that time back. I can't get it back. My dream was to be a mother and a wife. And that was stolen from me because of feminism. Feminism should have given women the strength to have the life they wanted. Not being told what life they should have. I'm sorry I'm old-fashioned. Oh, no, I'm not sorry. I'm not really. That's more said in sarcasm. Now, when my son and daughter-in-law are home, I cook and, I cook for them. I bake for them. It is my greatest joy. Taking care of my man, if you knew our story. That was hell. But it's over now. I have my family back, but my God, I'm going to be 60 next year. I feel like it's, late. I should have had this when I was younger. But anyways, that's my feeling on feminism. If a woman should have the choice to work, the choice to be a wife or not be a wife, a choice to have children or not to have children, and when I say not work, I don't mean sitting around on the couch being lazy. That is not what I mean. Believe me, I don't go to a job, but I am busy every minute of the day. There is always something to be done. People who can't find things to do, I don't understand. I don't. There's chores to be done, and then, well, don't you people have any hobbies, interests? What? I don't understand. But anyways, feminism should have given us the power to make the choice of our own life, and it took it away. Now, I'm not sure exactly if that's where she's going, but I underlined some things in the introduction. I can't wait to hear the history. She did research on the history of feminism, and it should be really good. So I think that's going to be the first part of the book. Now, I don't know if I'm going to write or I'm going to do videos. So we'll see. If you want, I think the best thing, if you want to follow along with me in this book, subscribe to my blog, gypsywitchcreations.wordpress.com, because I haven't decided if I'm going to do videos. It all depends on my day. I was going to write today, but I'm just not in the mood. I wrote in my other blog, and now I don't feel like doing it here. In the introduction, she called Vulnerability and Patriarchy. So, I found it interesting. Okay, so she's talking about the vulnerability is most apparent after a woman has given birth. Now, that is very true. I was pregnant 4 times. I lost 2 babies. What it does to you, it's hard. And you have to heal from that physically. I'm going to say emotionally, but that's more your hormones doing it. So it's like my last 3 pregnancies were boom, 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 back to back. And I went through a Great Depression. My body was a mess, so that had to heal. But my hormones. Back then in the 90s, nobody ever told me that this weird depression I was having was, well, actually postpartum depression. Because later in my life I found out even if your pregnancy is short, you still have the hormones and everything, and you still get postpartum depression. Plus the fact you lost the baby is going to add to the depression. So I had 3 right in a row. My 3rd one was a successful pregnancy, and that is my son Christian, who is now 25. So it is the most vulnerable. And she says our weakness is locked up in our fertility, our hormones, our bodily cycles, and functions required to give life to another. And it is. And it's hard. And you are vulnerable, and it's very, very, it's like the happiest time of your life, but the most difficult too. But I'm going to say it again, my greatest honor in life, I think the most important thing I've ever done is be a mother. Yeah. So she says This vulnerability is what women have been struggling against since the beginning of time. I don't know, maybe that's our problem because we struggle against that vulnerability. I don't know. Interesting though, I never thought of it. So anyways, let's see, what else does she say? So she's talking about this, smashing the patriarchy thing. And she says, but what happens when the patriarchy disappears? What does the feminist endgame look like then? Now that's a good question. I used to feel that if women ran the world, it would be better because we're more nurturing and stuff. But as I'm seeing more women come into power, I'm finding that's not true. So it's scary. Now my feeling is, in my spiritual path, is what makes me feel this way. We should not smash patriarchy, nor should we get rid of matriarchy, or, not have matriarchy. We need an equal amounts of both because of that complementary, how we complement each other. We need both. If we get rid of patriarchy, we're doomed. Okay? It's a matter of finding the right men and the right women. Anyways, let's see. So she says the attempts to overthrow and erase the patriarchy from existence have left modern women scrambling and desperate to find a place for themselves and new meaning in a hectic and anxiety-ridden modern world. Now, for me, I'm not speaking for anybody else but myself. Very true. I could not be my true self when I was younger. I wanted to be a mother, so I became a mother. But I also had to, go out and work and, dress in a suit and heels and, stuff, And it was just constant run. And you're nervous wreck because you're trying to take care of both worlds. Your home, your children, and then the office, It was exhausting and nerve-wracking. My nerves were a mess. I had a lot of depression, a lot. I didn't know who I was. I knew I was mother, though. I knew that. Here's my baby. It's sad, really, to not be able to make that choice. Okay, you are putting yourself in that position where you're one foot in each world, and you got to run both, and you're like, you're just fizzing out all the time. So, and we don't know. We it's like women can't. I'm getting the paw. Great Pyrenees love to give you the paw. Their big paws on you. Anyways, it's like women don't seem to know who they are or what their role in this world should be. And I'm talking more personally on an individual basis because it's different for all of us. Like I said, not every woman is meant to be a wife. Not every woman is meant to be a mother. And that's okay. But you should be able to make that choice and be truly who you are. The rest of the family left for out of town today, and he's having trouble dealing with it. Anyways, so let's see. Ow, baby, don't do that. So anyways, this fight against the patriarchy began roughly with, believe it or not, in 1791, when Mary Wollstonecraft wrote the book A Vindication of the Rights of Women. I had no idea it went back that far. It's amazing. It's interesting. So, let's see. She's talking about the problems that the feminist movement has created for women. And if we're going to be honest, yes, The intentions are great, and there were a lot of good things, but there are bad things too. Like I said, when a woman no longer has choice, that's not a good thing. Anyways, one of them is our society can no longer define woman. What is a woman? I know what a woman is because I'm proud to be a woman. And I'm sorry, I don't buy the narrative, so I can't do it. So yeah, I can tell you what a woman is, and I am woman. Anyways, let's see, a clear understanding of what our gifts. Yeah, this is what I was saying before. Another of the problems is women. We don't really seem to know anymore where our gifts are, and why we should be proud to, or why are we proud to be a woman. It's sad. I mean, if you can't figure out what a woman is and why you're proud to be a woman, well, that kind of defeats the purpose of the feminist movement. You know, and I don't even want to go into this, but being asked for a very important reason when you're a woman yourself, what a woman, and you say you can't answer that. That's scary and sad. Let's see. Another issue is that men are now edging women out of prized positions and awards while wearing dresses and heels. We all know that's true. I think, we worked very hard to get rid of misogyny, which I don't think we ever can totally get rid of it. We just need to pinpoint who the assholes are and stay away from them. And I think we've done that. I think women have become very good, or we were. But, how shall I put this? Misogyny has become very sneaky and has put on a disguise. And this is misogyny like we've never known it before. You could disagree with me if you want. That's fine. I have no problem with people disagreeing with me. Everybody's entitled to their own opinion, including me. So, yeah, your comments, if you have any about this, that, you're going to try to insult me, it's not going to bother me. And if you say something really stupid, it's going to get deleted. Or if you say something that doesn't make sense, I don't respond to comments that don't make sense. A lot of times I'll delete them too. It's like, what is this person trying to say? It makes no sense. Nobody uses proper English for me to understand anymore anyway. So let's see. Yeah, that is really, I believe there are people who are truly trans. I do. They are not a very large group. They are a unique group. It appears to me that many people are using trans to, I want to say better themselves, but no, that's making yourself worse, not better, because you're being something you're not, to steal, to get, it's by nefarious means to get what you want. If you are not genuinely trans, and I don't want to get into it. I think you guys know what I mean. We've had plenty of examples lately. Let's see. Let's see. So, yeah, I'm sorry. There are some things physically you just can't change. I don't know. So anyways, I'm going to move off this subject. Yeah. You talk about that they've changed the dictionary definition. I am offended by that. I am. You know, nothing wrong with trans, but when you steal the definition of woman, I'm sorry. I am not trying to offend someone else. I'm just stating my viewpoints. Do what you will, harm none. So if you are doing things that are harming others and taking from others that are rightfully theirs, I'm sorry, just can't. Okay. So she says women are not happy. A dramatic, and I have to agree, I'm happy now. But I had to wait till my older years to be happy. Why should anybody, men or women, wait until they're older to be happy? That doesn't make sense. This wait till when I retire thing is really stupid. First of all, my dad died when he was 58. He didn't reach retirement. You don't know that you are. Live life while you can. Be happy now. So, yeah, we got to put ourselves in a position where we're able to support ourselves and be independent while at the same time being able to live the life we want and have fun. That goes for both genders. Oops, sorry. Anyways, I'm just digging my hole here. And proudly so. Anyways, let's see. Women are not growing happier as feminist ideals are embraced. I think somewhere along the line we got our feminist ideals skewed. My opinion, this is just mine, she's not saying this. It's like the feminist movement is like, we're not proud of being women. We're not happy to be women. We want to be men. And that's where the depression comes in, because you're a woman, but you're not good enough. So we're trying to turn ourselves into men when we can't do that. Okay. We are equal but different. And when we can accept who we are for who we truly are, then we'll be happy. And then we'll realize what equal but different means. Okay? I mean, it's just really sad. It's sad. Suicide and depression has risen for women. You two, my two boys, no, you two are not. My male kitten and my dog, both boys, they just, sometimes they want to start playing, and it's pretty scary. Anyways, let's see. She's talking about something called bureaucracy. Yeah. It's like a relationship that women have with the bureaucracy, like the government, to help raise their children. Because less and less men are in the home now. They're AWOL. Which is sad. Because what the husband used to do, the government's not now doing. And I cannot stress this enough, everybody. I have said it a million times. Never rely on the government. You put your welfare in their hands. You are asking to be controlled. You are asking for trouble. Never ever give them more power than what, well, our Constitution said they should have. Okay, and it's a problem right there. We all rely on them way too much. So anyways, let's see. And she says there's an ever greater pressure on the state to fill the void, which that's true too. We are overstressing the government with this because now, well, there's too many single mothers out there. Way too many. And it's hard on the children, I know. Yeah, she's saying the progressive solution has been to fix or shore up problems with the help of more government assistance programs to take the place of the family. This is where society has gone wrong. Now, all right, somebody needs help. Right, okay? I believe we should take care of each other. And the government should not be doing it. But here we are. Having the government take care of you instead of your family, your spouse, your husband, or your wife, taking care of each other, family members taking care of each other, community taking care of each other, and having the government do it, we have destroyed the family and we have destroyed the community. And I'm talking about this small community where you live. Motorcycle going by, sorry. Live on a state where it's hard. Has destroyed the family. Okay, our roles are so fuzzy now. Not that you have to have a set role, but just knowing who you are. It's messed things up. Okay, and back in the day, if you weren't married by 25, whatever, you were old spinster. That's too far on the other extreme, and you don't have to get married. You don't have to be a mom. You don't have to have children. That's the problem. It's all the have-tos. Because back then you had to. And now, well, I think right now, I think I've heard having children is like, oh, you're awful if you have children. In my day, you had children, but you worked too. A working mother was like on a pedestal. That's terrible. Women robbing or taking our choices away. We're doing it ourselves, taking our choices away. It's like then we find ourselves stuck in a box. It's silly. Anyways, yeah, so going from one extreme to the other is not good either. Let's see. Right, now, she's saying feminism has not been the boon that it has been presented. This wonderful thing that is supposed to be so good for us. It has done good things. But I think women are in trouble still. In a different way than our predecessors, but we still are. So it's not working like I thought it was when I was young. It was when I became a mother I realized, well, this isn't right. I thought it was supposed to be giving me more power, not taking it away. Let's see. Advances under feminism, such as laws against sex and pregnancy discrimination, custody laws for mothers, and many social and economic opportunities. Okay, so these are the good things. She's saying the advances it has made for women. So she's saying the irreparable harm feminism has done to legions of women. We cannot overlook that. We cannot forget about that. I'm hoping it's not irreparable. Wouldn't it be nice to just be yourself and live the life you want, whether it's having a family or not, having a career or not? Let's see. Now, abortion is a sticky subject. What I will never do is judge someone who's had an abortion. I've never walked in their shoes, so I can't judge them. As a mother who lost 2 babies, I have trouble understanding it. I do. I'll be honest with you. I cannot understand it. But to say abortion is consequence-free, I don't believe. Because on some level, there's going to be a consequence. Now, because I lost 2 babies, I cannot see how emotionally, at least, it's not. There's a consequence there. I cannot believe when a woman says, she's fine, she doesn't. I don't believe that. Now, I said have. My friend, she died in 2020, was it? July 2nd, 2020, I don't know. My friend Phoebe. Several years ago, she confided in me that when she was younger, she had an abortion. She didn't know. She didn't know how I would feel about it. I think she was a little nervous to tell me. But I can't judge you on it. I don't know why you had an abortion, and I don't know how you feel about it, and who am I to judge? I'm not. I don't like abortion. I wouldn't have one, but I can't judge someone else. And I don't want to go into personal reasons why my friend had an abortion, but she did tell me, yeah, I think she wanted me to see if I could find her child on the other side. But anyways, I'm going to say grief. There was like a grief for her after having an abortion. And I'm not saying it's the same for all women, that maybe it's, but there's got to be some sort of emotion. It has to affect you in some way. Okay, emotionally. Physically, I know it can be dangerous. Everything's a risk, but yeah, it's not consequence free. Now, should a woman be thrown in jail or prosecuted for having an abortion? No. I don't agree with it, but I'm not going to judge someone. I'm not going to hate someone. I won't pick it outside an abortion clinic because I feel those women going in there to have an abortion, there's a reason there. And I think when you're doing, when it's something like that, it's got to be something huge and something painful. I think it probably is. I've never been in that position. I can't speak, but all I know that it's a rough time, and I'm not sure. I can't do that. I'm sorry, I can't. And in my spiritual path, there is and I'm sorry, I know this sounds trite. There's a reason for everything, and if you read back in my blog or watch my videos, I believe in spiritual contracts and pre-life planning. So, no, I can't judge someone. Ever. And believe me, I'm not perfect, so who am I to go around judging people? Anyways, let's see. Yeah, she's talking about, all right, the free love and, sex and stuff like that. Poor women especially, and girls, get caught up in human trafficking and other fads that are going on. The most vulnerable do, yeah, and it's sad, and it should never happen. And she's saying here what I was saying earlier. Feminism has been, awful for men, but it's been most awful for children. Yeah, I think it is. So this book, I'm really looking forward to it. She's saying it has caused the homicide rate for women. Homicide rate is the most, it's the top cause of maternal death. Death of women. Sad. Whoops. Here I got too close to the camera again. My camera froze again. They keep messing with my technology. Yeah. Here's a good sentence. Instead of inspiring women to flourish as women, inspiring women to flourish as women. I think that's so important. If you can't love the fact that you're a woman, well, there's problems. And recognizing a woman's vulnerability. And I believe men have vulnerabilities too. They can't express their emotions for anything. I think if their life depended on it, they couldn't. Yeah, that's a vulnerability. They feel very vulnerable with their emotions, more so than women, I believe, and that is a huge vulnerability and causes a lot of emotional problems. But anyways, for women, I think it's more of a physical danger, as in life and death. But anyways, it's the goal has been to make women act, hope, and dream like men, and that was my problem. My depression was, well, I couldn't. I didn't want to be a man. I didn't want to act like a man. I didn't want to have, march into a boardroom or, have this great career or whatever. It's not me. I know there's women who are carpenters, they're the head of corporations, etc. That's not for every woman. I think it's a select group. And if they're truly happy doing it, well, good for them. But that wasn't me. I wanted to get up, cook breakfast, etc. Have a farm. All that stuff. Have a big family. That's what I wanted, okay? And I didn't get that. Because of the feminist movement. Anyways, our freedoms have come at a terrible cost. This is frequently at the expense of others, particularly the very, very small. She's talking about the unborn, the babies, and the children. I think that's true. I think children desperately need the foundation, the consistency of the traditional kind of roles. They always say, okay, boys should have their father in the home. They need that male role model. But here's the thing. Girls need their fathers too, but for a different reason. Now, just like you you need your mother. My mother taught me so much. What I'm able to do now, and I'll go to the nursing home like the other day. Oh, Mom, I made the best sauce I've ever made in my life the other day. My mother taught me to do that. Make that sauce, etc. She taught me to do so much. She taught me what being a woman truly is. But I needed my father too. Okay? Maybe without my father, I wouldn't have realized in my 20s that although the feminist movement has good points and has helped women, well, it has also screwed us over in way too many ways. Stuff like that. And, knowing, having your father around, a good father, good male figure, well, that helps you pick a decent guy when you get older, if that is your choice. Anyways, let's see. Yeah, a lot of the feminist ideals are ideas generated from socialist, egalitarian, and secular concepts in the late 1700s, developed over time. Now, secular. When I say secular, I am not saying a non-Christian. Is not what I mean. To me, secular means not having your own personal morals. Secular to me means relying on government and institutions, not looking within, using this, spirituality, whatever that may be. Not realizing that there is a creator, not wanting to acknowledge there's a creator. Not one specific religion like Christianity, okay? If you're not Christian and you're on another spiritual path, that's not being secular. That's just being on another spiritual path. I think secular is not having a spiritual path at all and relying on institutions. To me, that's what that is. Okay. Let's see. She's saying most of us don't know where the feminist ideas come from. And it's true. And we should. Especially if you're a woman. You should know the history behind it. So that's one of the, because I didn't know. Of course. I'm more of a traditionalist, and I was striving very hard to get to a point in my life where I can be a traditional woman, a traditional mother, a traditional wife, etc. I can't say I'm a traditional wife, but it's a weird story. I'm not going to get into that. But anyways, let's see. We heap guilt on other women. Women heap guilt on one another. And believe me, it's going to happen. Wait for the comments. It'll be other women attacking me. Anyways, we heap guilt on other women who question the movement. I question a lot of it, because if it's taken away your right to choose what life you want, it's wrong. Okay? It is. No matter what that life is. You don't have to want for yourself what I want just because my choice is a traditional one. Okay? It's your choice. It's your life, so it's your choice. Same for me. Okay? That's all I'm saying. Feminism has taken away our choice. It has. And I am not talking about abortion. I'm talking about choice. Anyways, let's see. Feminism's failure at root is its misdiagnosis of what ails women. Yep. They've worked to mitigate women's suffering, but by trying to eliminate our vulnerability by making us cheap imitations of men. And that's all we ever could be, because we are not men. We should be proud of that we're women. Not that there's anything wrong with men. I do not male bash. I do not men bash. I don't. You want to male bash or bash anybody, you've come to the wrong channel or the wrong blog. We don't do that here. Okay? You know, it's... If you're trying to be something you're not, then you're a cheap imitation, no matter what that is, okay? That's all that means. We find ourselves at risk of being erased from the movement that once supported to liberate us. That's what I see. I don't understand this. We are literally being erased. We are. You can't barely say the word woman anymore. And this is feminism. Feminism that was supposed to help us and bring us equality. Now we're being erased? Well, that's not equal. Think about that. You erase something, it means you don't want it. I'm insulted by that. Women play an important role in this society, and we should not be erased. And if we're erased, I want to know, how are we going to keep true humanity alive? Anyways. Let me see, and it is for okay. She's talking about who the book is for. And it for several different groups, including men who are trying to understand this. And God bless them if I can't understand it. Or they. Anyways, but her last sentence about who it's for women who want to be women instead of whatever the culture is telling us to be. And I don't really have any regret in my life, except maybe a couple. I don't hang on to it. I'm not bitter, except for this. This is one thing. I'm angry about culture telling me who to be. Because it didn't just hurt me, it hurt my children. It hurt my sons. I am proud to be the mother of boys. If I had a girl, I'd be proud to be a mother of girls. Okay? So, yeah, I mean, I don't care what group it is. There's going to be some bad apples in every group. Men, yes. Women, there are bad apples. I don't care what you have to say. I can think of one I met 2 years ago. She's a feminist, and I was like, whew, I don't like her. She's nasty. She was a bad apple. She gave, well, her people, her group, feminists, the whole lot, a bad name. It should not be what you're trying to do for the people you represent. Anyways, the negative effects upon civilization. Okay. She's talking about the broader ramifications of feminism rise and the negative effects upon civilization, ending with a close look at womanhood and ignoring the taboo on defining what a woman is. Since when do we have to define what a woman is? Well, that's silly. When you have to define what a woman is, you know we've got problems. Okay? So anyways, she's saying that's how the book is going to end, with that. I'm really looking forward to moving on and discussing this book, provided those who wish to discuss it with me can do so politely and maturely. If you have so much bitterness and anger in you that you cannot have a conversation with someone of an opposing viewpoint, nicely, politely, maturely, you can't do that. Please don't come here to talk about it. I don't want to talk to you. I have no problem talking to someone of an opposing viewpoint, provided they can do it the right way. And if what I have to say upsets you so much, why are you watching or reading my blog? I don't understand that. For instance, I have an online friend who has a blog that's very fascinating. I love it. There are certain topics that she writes about I cannot read. I find it too upsetting. And I told her that. Okay, I said, I'm sorry. I cannot, when you talk about this subject, I can't read it. Okay? And I explained to her why. And she knows why. She understands. Fine. I read her other stuff. I might not always comment, but I read the other stuff. If I see it's on this topic, I let it pass. Why would I ruin a friendship? Because we have opposing views on this. And, if it was like everything we didn't agree on and, I didn't find her interesting, I wouldn't be online friends with her, okay? It's just that simple. It's the way it should be, okay? Sorry, I can't read this one. So if I'm talking about something that's really, really going to upset you and ruin your day, then don't watch, don't read, okay? You need to be discerning, okay? But if you can handle an opposing view and you want to have a mature discussion about it, that's fine. Because when you can have a mature discussion with somebody with an opposing view, you can learn something new. And I have found that a lot. I may not go to that person's viewpoint. It's very rare. Somebody has to have really, really, really good viewpoints or really good points for me to switch. But I learned something anyways. And learning is so important for spiritual growth. So if you can't be open-minded and have a mature discussion, this channel is for adults. Okay? So, and I've had trolls. This must be a fad lately, who will come and say something rude, and I'll call them out on it, and all of a sudden, oh, well, I'm only 8 years old. In other words, I'm not supposed to, honey, I'm a mother. If you are going to be a rude child, first of all, they're not children, they're adults, they're just using that as an excuse. I'm going to call you out on it. You're going to get mom or grandma mode here. But I remember one time I said, well, you're 8 years old? What are you doing watching my channel? All of my videos are rated not for children, so you shouldn't be watching my channel. I never heard from that person again. So don't try pulling that shit either. This is for adults who are mature, not adults who are immature and cannot handle an open conversation. I'm open to comments, conversations, as long as it is polite and mature. And I have had times where somebody will make a comment that is either opposing or something I didn't think of about what I was talking about. Well, I'll go and do research. And they'll be, well, why? I go back in the comments, it'll be like, well, thank you for bringing it up. I just did research on it and I've learned a lot. Thank you. That's how it should work. So anyways, I'm going to leave you guys with that. If you want to follow along, I don't know if I'm going to do it like this or write about it, whatever. Subscribe to my blog, gypsywitchcreations.wordpress.com. It'll be the links in the comments below. So, everybody have a good evening, a good night. Blessed be, and make it a joyful one.